After 𝗟𝗲𝗻𝗿 left, things were rough for Tegeri. Days felt like a blur of sadness and change. He worked hard on his struggling farm, but without rain, the land was unkind. Every evening, he came back to their simple mud walled house. His sons always looked at him with hope in their eyes. Even though Daniel was missing, her brothers held on to their father's comforting words. One night, while they gathered around the flicker of their kerosene lamp, Dangana asked, "Abba, will Amma and Dane ever come back?" Tegeri paused, feeling a lump in his throat. It was tough to answer. Right now, we need to focus on ourselves. We will make her proud, no matter what happens, he said, though deep down he believed 𝗟𝗲𝗻𝗿 was gone for good. He pushed away any thought of anger. His boys needed him, so he decided to look for new chances beyond Odugbo. The next morning, he packed his old leather bag, told Dangana and 𝗵𝗵𝗍 to stay with Doko, their trusted neighbor, and hopped onto a rusty bus headed to Lokoja, the state capital. When Tegeri arrived in Lokoja, it was like stepping into a different world. He was hit by busy streets, loud horns, and lots of people. His heart raced a bit, but he reminded himself he was here for a reason. His first stop was a central market. It was a wide mix of sellers and buyers all rushing about. Tegeri found a group of porters lugging heavy goods and approached them. "Do you guys need another hand?" he asked, trying to sound confident. One guy, a lean fellow named Jerry, looked at him with a raised eyebrow. "You are from the village, right? You sure you can handle city work?" "I can handle anything," Tegeri insisted. Jerry laughed lightly. "Alright, old man, come on then." The work was hard. He spent days under the blazing sun, hauling heavy bags of yam and crates of veggies. His muscles screamed in pain, but he kept going. The thought of his kids waiting for him back home pushed him forward. By the end of the day, he earned just enough to buy a small meal. Still, he sent half of it to Doko through money transfer. He wanted Dangana and 𝗵𝗍𝗍 to have something to eat. Weeks turned into months. Tegeri got used to the hustle of Lokoja's market. 𝗟𝗲𝗄𝗍𝗿 became a good friend. He often shared his lunch with Tegeri. One day, 𝗟𝗲𝗄𝗍𝗿 introduced him to a guy named 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗿. 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗿 was a contractor from Kaba looking for workers for a building project. 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗿 pays better than this market nonsense, 𝗟𝗲𝗄𝗍 said. "But it's tough work. You ready for it?" Without thinking twice, Tegeri said yes. The idea of going back to Kaba, where 𝗟𝗲𝗻𝗿 was, scared him. But he had to think of his kids' future. In Kaba, the construction site was super busy. Workers moved bricks, mixed cement, and climbing scaffolding. All while 𝗵𝗵𝗍𝗿, the foreman, yelled at anyone who slipped up. Tegeri kept his head down and worked hard. Though 𝗵𝗵𝗍𝗿's words could stink, he stayed focused. Gado, a fellow worker, noticed Tegeri's determination. "You are different from the rest," Gado said one evening as they took a break under a tree. "What keeps you going?" "My children," Tegeri replied simply. "They are all I think about." Gado nodded, his own eyes reflecting some sadness. Over time, they became friends, bonded by their tough lives. Meanwhile, back in Odugbo, Dangana and 𝗵𝗍𝗍𝗿 learned to cope without their mom. Dangana, now 12, took on more chores. He helped Doko gather water and cook. 𝗵𝗍𝗍𝗿, younger and full of life, defended their family against any rude neighbors. One day, a letter arrived from Lokoja. It was from Dane. Her handwriting was shaky, but her message was clear. "Abba, I miss you and my brothers. Amma says we cannot come back, but I dream of being together again. Please stay strong. I love you." Tegeri felt a wave of emotion as he read. He held the letter close, promising himself he would reunite their family. Months later, disaster struck at the construction site in Kaba. A part of the scaffolding fell, injuring several workers. Tegeri was lucky to dodge the chaos, but the whole thing left him shaking. Wabara showed no kindness. He cut the injured men's pay, saying it was their fault for being careless. Feeling discouraged, Tegeri began searching for new chances. Gado mentioned the fishing industry in Sharia, a town by the river. Even though Tegeri has never fished, he decided to give it a go. Before leaving Kaba, another letter came. This one was from Azurufa. Her word cuts deep, mocking him for how hard things had become. "You are nothing, Tegeri. Dane is better off without you. Enjoy your suffering while I enjoy my comfort." Her words stung, but they also made him stronger. He carefully folded the letter and put it in his bag. It was a reminder of why he couldn't give up. As the bus rode out of Kaba, headed to Sharia, Tegeri looked out of the wide open sky. His road was long, but his way was strong.